Okay, let's run.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
It's a quest. It's a quest for fun.
Well, The Rock says, why don't we just cut right to the chase?
Okay, now he wants to get together. Well, he wants to talk.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
It's showtime, folks! What are you?
Greetings and salutations. This is, and I quote, the weekly show where we introduce you to some of the best creators from all over the world, and we find out more about them by taking your questions. I am your host, Ryan of And I Quote Channel, and our guest on this episode is someone who has been here before, but it has been 3 years since this young man has graced us with his presence. Please welcome the promoter, the leader of all things Ocean City Comic Con, James Dufendach, or we just call him James. James is here. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, we're fine. We're all fine here. No, thank you. How are you? We're trying to get squad in. No, we're happy to have you here. We're also happy to have you here who may be watching or listening to this right now. So do not forget to like and share this with everybody you know. If you have any questions for our guest of honor, James, let us know in those comments. Let us know in the chat. More than happy to take those as they come in respectively. And if you're watching us live or what is known as a replay, thank you so much for doing that. With all that being said, so James, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
Man, that's a tough question. So yeah, I'm the coordinator for Ocean City Comic Con. I am a chief cook and bottle washer, as it were, until day of, where I have a 100 gazillion excellent volunteers who are just, I don't deserve them at all. And beyond that, my nerd credentials, I suppose. I'm the letterer mostly these days at PLB Comics, but I've also been the editor and the colorist and the post-production guy and some other stuff. I've done work for a bunch of other indie companies. I lettered the Stargate Atlantis Hearts and Minds comics. And I've been a lifelong collector of comics and toys and records and VHS tapes and all kinds of other stuff. So yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell.
So the question I have for you is, where does he get those wonderful toys? No, I'm sorry. That's not my first question, but I do want to give a shout out to our good friends in the chat. Jessica says, "Hey Ryan, linked by kindness, which is a house on the Clubhouse social media app, is in the house." Nice. She's smiling at us, and she's giving all of us heart emojis. Thank you, Jessica.
I gotcha.
Cannot do this without you, Jessica. Appreciate you, girl. What's up? So for someone who is unfamiliar with the greatest event of all time, known as Ocean City Comic Con, how did Ocean City Comic Con come about? How did this all happen?
Well, we do have an origin story, oddly. So I used to work IT and AV in Ocean City, and it's a small community. It really is, especially in the wintertime. And I happened to be hanging projectors in the Grand Hotel. And the person who runs the event space at the Grand Hotel just so happened to be in there chit-chatting with me because it was December and she was bored. So there had been a Warhammer event the weekend before, which still runs, called Shorehammer. It's a great event. And I had asked, how to go. She goes, oh, they had, she gave a number. It was not a large number. It was their first year, and they've grown significantly, but and I said, oh, that's kind of a shame, and she goes, well, why? And I said, well, you couldn't afford this place on that few people. And she said, and it's changed now. It's not like this anymore. This was years ago. But at the time, she's like, well, wait a minute. No, if you just get a few hotel rooms, we'll give you all the event space. It's December. We're really just trying to kind of keep busy and do stuff. And I went, you know what? Hold next weekend for me next year. Let me make a couple of phone calls. So, I called my buddies at PLB Comics, and to Matt and Josh, and I said, hey man, guys, should we do a small comic event down here? I told them, I was like, it's not really going to cost us much. We've been publishing for long enough that we sort of know everybody. We can just make some calls, and we won't say it's going to be gangbusters. We'll make it really cheap. It's the middle of December. This is 8 years ago, well, 9 years ago, really. 9 years ago, winter was pretty dead ski as far as events go. It's grown now, but at the time there wasn't a lot going on. So, they went, you know what? Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm like, so it's a good idea, or am I stupid? And they're like, both. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fair completely. And so then I called my wife, and I said, hey, I posed the same question: should we do this, or am I stupid? And she said both. And I was like, okay, great, consensus. So we went ahead and we put it together. The first year was in the hotel. We had, I think, 40 or 50 vendors. We had one guest of honor who we still have. It's Greg LaRoque, and he's family. We love him to death. And it was nuts. I thought 500 people were going to show up. That's what I thought. And then it snowed. It has not snowed since at the con, but the first year it snowed. And we were all in the hotel bar the night before. Me, the vendors, the guests, everybody. And it was karaoke. And I was singing Smith songs and crying into my beer because I didn't think anyone was going to show up tomorrow, because nobody goes anywhere on the Eastern Shore when it snows. So I got on the mic and I was like, hey, everybody, I'm really sorry. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people tomorrow. I'm pointing at this TV and there's this giant wave of white coming in toward us. And I just said, I'm really sorry. We'll see what goes. So then flash forward to about 8 a.m. and I get this on my hotel room door. I open the door and it's one of my staff members, and they're like, hey, have you been outside? I go, no. So 12 inches of snow on the ground. And they're like, no, put on pants. You're going to want to go outside. And I went, okay. So I got dressed and I walked outside, and the line is wrapping the hotel twice and it's sleeting at 8 a.m. 2,500 people showed up. And we got through it. It was an interesting year. I think most people had fun. Afterward, the hotel basically came to me and said, hey, that was wonderful. You did great. That's great. Never do that to us again. And I went, yeah, that's fair. So then we had to make a decision, because I had no intention of running a big show. I had no intention of being a promoter or anything like that. We just had nothing down here, and we thought it'd be fun, So I had to go, okay, well, the only other place to go is the convention center. It's the next step. So either we don't do it again, or we go to the convention center. And I went home and I talked to my wife again, and I said, hey, look, we did not make enough to rent even part of the convention center. We were charging almost nothing to get in. It was never intended to be a money-making thing. And I said, look, I want to move into the convention center. I want to try it. We're going to have to seriously cut into our savings to do that. So you can veto this. I was like, however, if it goes badly, if it doesn't work, I'll sell off my comic book collection and put it back. And she kind of looked at me and went, you're an idiot. You're not going to have to sell anything. Just do your thing. It's going to be fine. And it was. And then next year we had 4,000, and we've slowly encroached into all of the convention center now. So we rent pretty much all of it now. And now we're kind of a big event, and it's weird. No one is more surprised than me. So that's the origin story.
That's incredible, and congratulations on that. That is fabulous stuff. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the area of Ocean City, Maryland, for those of you who live in Maryland, you know how important it is. So I grew up in Maryland my whole life. I've lived in Maryland 99% of my life. And one of the places my family and I always love going to, in this case, is Ocean City. Because Ocean City is the place where you take your families, your friends during the summertime, normally. And I remember going to Ocean City in the summer, and I just really remember enjoying it. Time with family, time with friends. We actually had a little business down there called the Little Tavern on 78th Street in Coastal Highway. Yeah, we sold the little burgers, the little mini hamburgers called Death Balls. Yeah, which is a Baltimore thing. And it was a lot of fun. My family and I really enjoyed it. That was the first job I ever had. I was an expediter. I was a cashier. I, helped with a lot of different things in and around the small little restaurant. Hence the reason we call ourselves the Little Tavern. And I just remember having the best time of my life during those years, particularly. And when that came to a close, my family and I, we still went to Ocean City as much as we could every summer. We loved doing it. And, we like going to certain places like, Marty's Arcade on the Boardwalk, going to whether it's the Dough Roller restaurants or the General's Kitchen, which I believe is on 71st now, I want to say.
Yes.
Because they moved. Yeah.
They're up in the Sky
Bar.
They're up in the Sea Bay.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. You're right. Thank you, sir. See, he knows more than I do.
I
But yeah.
used to do phone work in that hotel.
Oh, you did? Okay, so you know what he knows every nook and cranny. Nook and cranny. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm dating myself by saying that to James. But so we go to General's Kitchen. We go to Grotto Pizza. Before Grotto Pizza had a place here in Ocean City, because we used to go to the one in Fenwick and Bethany, Rehoboth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And Ocean City just holds a really special place in my heart, my family's heart, and I can honestly say I'm really looking forward to this year's iteration of Ocean City Comic Con. I think it's going to be a freaking blast. I mean, and one of the things I do want to ask you is, what in your mind has been some of the rewards about being a promoter of a convention?
You get to meet a whole lot of people, a lot of very cool people. And I don't just mean celebrities and stuff like that. I mean, it's cool to meet them too, but obviously, but just being more within the community, being a creator, which I have been for many years before ever thinking about doing any of this. It can be a little more solitary, because you're kind of working more by yourself. I do a lot of work sitting in this room in front of a computer, for that stuff. But for this, I get to go out and kind of chat with people and meet people and really get to know people better. And I love that, because it's a wonderful family, the nerd community, and it's super cool. And the variance of people that you meet, you know what I mean? Like it's not a monolith at all. Like it really is. You get to meet people in all walks of life. And you're all joined by this love of fandom, generally, and it's just super cool. I love meeting other promoters. It's fun to sit around and do a little war story with them. You talk about what went right and what went wrong, and that's always fun. But no, it's really it's the people. It's the rewarding part. It's super cool. That's the number one. I mean, otherwise it's a lot of work. You better like something about it. But yeah, no, that's it. Really, it's just kind of, meeting like-minded, cool people.
Absolutely so. Absolutely so. And Jessica says something you were mentioning earlier. I think we all cry into our beers every now and then. You know what I mean? Like, we sometimes just have to let it out. We gotta take a sip, take a drink.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. And thank you, Jessica, for bringing that to our attention. She's
I try not to when I can,
yeah.
but I was in that instance for sure.
Yeah, in that case, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate the love and the comments and the questions too. And for those of you just tuning in, don't forget to like and share. If you have any questions for James, let us know in those comments. Let us know in the chat. And she's laughing. So there you go. Jessica continues to laugh and enjoy this experience watching this episode. On the flip side of the coin, though, what have been some of the challenges about being a promoter?
I've never worked so many hours at a job in my life. And I've worked some long hour style jobs. Part of that is a problem with me. I don't hang up work easily, and now my work is always with me, so I can always be doing it. So I do. But it really, I mean, it's I make myself very available to the people who need to talk to me. I never seem to put the email down. I never seem to relax for more than an hour. And that's really it. And again, that has, I think, probably less to do with the event itself and more to do with just the way my brain is. It's a blessing and a curse to do most of your work from home. If you're like I am, where you have real trouble separating work-life balance. I am the worst boss I've ever had. By far. So that's really it, is that I never hang up work. It's my work. You know what I mean? It's not somebody else's work. I'm not working for someone else. This is my project. So I feel like I have to constantly be on top of it. And I'm trying to be better about it. But yeah, that I would say that's the challenge, really, is to separate a little bit of work-life balance and actually find time to relax and read the 200 comics that are stacked up next to my side of the couch, and they're all subscriptions. They're all stuff that I've bought. It's not buying collections. I mean, this is just my monthlies. Because every time I sit down to start to read them, I think of something else I should be doing. So I go do that.
Yeah, I got a stack. Yeah, I got a stack of like 12 or 15 single issues and like 2 or 3 paperbacks. that I haven't touched. It's pretty bad. I mean, honestly, everything you see behind us, behind me here in the studio, in this what do you call the bookshelf here? It's all TBR. It's all TBR. And granted, most of these are books. Books are just as much fun as anything else. But there's a few comic books down there that came from Kickstarters that I helped back. And I love these creators. I really do. That's why I back the Kickstarters. But at the same time, I find myself, where's the time?
Oh, I know.
Where's the time? Where is the time? Because I work a full-time 40-hour-a-week job, and then I come home and I'm drained and I just want to chill and click, on the streaming. And then on the weekends, I do 2 to 3 shows, podcasting wise, because I love entertaining people and I love meeting new people every week.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, where do you find the time anymore?
I don't.
That's the thing. You and I and a bunch of other people out there, we struggle with the same thing.
We all do. We all do. And the worst part is too, once the stack gets to a certain point, you kind of look at it and you're just like, it's going to take me 20 minutes to figure out what I want to read out of the stack. And by the time I've chosen what I want to read, my allotted time for relaxation has now ended.
It's not good, folks. It's not good. Yeah. These are problems. James and I have more problems than Rolling Stone, more issues than Rolling Stone. That's our biggest thing. See, there you go. There's the reference I was looking for. I found it. I got it. But still, and then Jessica goes on to say, it is very important that you find that balance, hun. Yes, it is. But do we ever find it? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Does anyone really find it? It's like a game of Where's Waldo.
Yeah. Except he's not on the page.
He's not on the page, and I don't think
he's in a different book. They didn't put him in this book. This is the.
Oh, okay. This is a different kind of book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see what
this is the Marquis de Sade's Where's Waldo book. It's just not even in there. Just look until your eyes cross.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to keep this in mind next time I come across something like gee whiz. Let's see. Jessica goes on to say, I completely understand this. When I used to work in a hospital, I never had time or made time to find that balance. So, oh my goodness. Jessica, more power to you and to anyone who works in a hospital and are our first responders out there. You people do a wonderful job, and it's amazing to me what these folks do, whether it's the firemen, the police officers, the first responders, the doctors, the nurses working in hospitals. I don't know how you do it, but more power to you, and thank you for your service. Really appreciate it out there for show. Now, if someone's interested and they got a huge set of guts on them and they want to start their own convention to become a promoter themselves, what advice would you give to those individuals?
Don't. No, I'm just kidding.
In the words, the opposite side of Nike is don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. It's not. Yeah. You have to go into it kind of. I think, and I stumbled into it. I'm saying this as someone who didn't really have a clear plan, who was just like, oh, we'll just do a thing. But that worked for me because we were in an area that had nothing, literally nothing for hours in any direction. There were no nerd events except for the one Warhammer event. And that was it. There was not for literally a 2-hour drive in any direction. There was nothing. So we get to be a little bit of a unicorn in that there was a thirst for this. There was a want for this in the area, and there just wasn't really anything else. Also, because of our time and where we are located, we serve a lot of people who never do this, who have never done this. That we are their first nerd pop culture event. Because it's winter in a beach town and people are very bored. And we are inexpensive and accessible and interesting. So, yeah, we definitely pull in a lot of families and stuff who have just never experienced this before, which is super cool. So what I would say to people is find the niche in your area. If there's already 4 Comic Cons, don't start a Comic Con. You know what I mean? Because you're just, at a certain point, there's too many and you're cutting into each other's audience, and it's just, you know what I mean? Like, find a niche that's not being served, is what I would say. If there's no, Japanese culture stuff around you, manga and anime show, maybe a horror show, maybe, an outsider art kind of a show. It doesn't have to be, specifically in those genres. You can do something that's just kind of a cool arts event. Punk rock flea market sort of thing. Find the event that needs to happen in your area and start there. Um, remember that everything is harder and more expensive than you think it is. I don't say that to scare anyone. It's the truth. It's everything takes more time, is harder, and it's more expensive than you expect it to be, and just be ready for it. And you better love it. There's not, no one's becoming a millionaire doing this. So you better really enjoy what it is that you're about to do. You better really have a passion for the fandom or whatever flavor of event you want to do. You better have a passion for the content, because that's what's going to keep you going for doing it. I have a real passion for sequential arts. I proselytize sequential arts all day long as a teaching tool, as an American art form, as everything, comic books, actual physical, and manga and animation and everything, but actual physical comic books. I think they're important. I think that they have been much maligned in their history, and it's unfair. And I mean, that's really where my head is. Like, that's what I want people to see. And all the other pop culture stuff is great, because we are a broad, spectrum pop culture event. But in my heart, I'm a sequential arts guy. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps me driving. So, like, what's really important to you, build an event around it. Because again, it will keep your heart in it. That's my advice.
The more you know. I had to say it once. No, but all kidding aside, very good points. Excellent piece of advice. And thank you for sharing that with us. We really, do appreciate it. I mean, I know one or two friends of mine who run conventions, and it's a grind. It is a real grind. And
it is. Yeah.
It really is. But what they've said to me over the years is that, we do it because we love it, and we do it because we love seeing the smiles on everybody's faces as they come through the door, or they're meeting somebody for the first time, or they're, buying a comic book for the first time. Maybe some of the kids are introduced to comics for the first time at a convention. And that's one of the greatest things about life, is that you never know what you're going to discover at any point. You could discover something like that. So I think it's great. And the fact that it's in, for me anyway, my back, to a certain extent, it's my home away from home. It's my backyard. I freaking love Ocean City. Always have, always will. I mean, heck, for those who are listening on the show, I'm wearing a Keiko Surf Shop shirt. Okay, that's going back many years, because Keiko's has been around since '89, which is insane to me, by the way. And they got 3 locations now. One of them is in Virginia, 2 of them in Ocean City. Which, congratulations on that, by the way.
Didn't they put one down in Florida at one point too? Didn't they have a Florida location? Am I dreaming that?
Maybe, but I don't think it lasted very long. One I'm thinking of is in Cape Charles, Virginia, and then they got the warehouse out in West Ocean City, and then they got the other main one on 35th. So, the big one, the actual shop on 35th Street, for anyone who's curious about that. It's a great shop. It's a great place.
It's an actual functioning surf shop. You can buy surfboards and stuff in there.
Yeah. And one of the things we love to do when we went to Ocean City in the summertime is we would wipe out on our boogie boards.
Yeah.
Quite frequently, I might add. And it was fun, but it was a bit embarrassing to keep wiping out like that. I did make a few waves though, James. I was able to keep myself balanced at certain times, but most of the time I was wipe out. It was like
I was never any good at it. And I live there, so I mean,
we've had our experiences, we've had our struggles. It happens. You mentioned some of the wonderful memories during the genesis of Ocean City Comic Con, but I'm just curious, any other special memories for you stand out from your experience being the promoter of Ocean City Comic Con?
Yeah. So our second year, man, you said it and it just popped in there. I haven't even thought about it in so long. We had somebody get engaged on the cosplay contest stage in our second year. Yeah, this is still when the cosplay contest was in a little ballroom, and we realized that after that second year, it had to be in a theater because it was just too crowded. But they came up to me as we were getting set up, and they said, "Hey, can we do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, yeah, absolutely." And I have not followed up. I don't know where they are today. I hope they are happy and still together, and everything's wonderful. But that was super cool. I love the kids cosplay contest, man. Those kids are so excited. It's super cool. And when they win, you think that I just handed them the keys to a Maserati and $50 million. Like, it's you know, to see them just so excited. Oftentimes with costumes that you know, the parents help, of course, but oftentimes costumes they worked on. You know what I mean? Like to get sort of rewarded and recognized for that hard work, um, where maybe they wouldn't normally, you know, get that kind of reception for that. You know, that's always super cool. Um, you know, and hearing people, as I said before, you know, we tend to be an event that people who don't normally go to Comic Cons start with, in our area especially, uh, and hearing and going to other events and being behind a table, because I promote relentlessly. You'll see me on weekends all over, you know, the DMV, behind a table promoting. And those people will come up to me and say, hey, you know, like we do this event, and we do Big Lick, and we do Stellar, and we do Baltimore, and we do all these other events. But the first one we ever did was yours, and it made us sort of jump into this, and now we do all these other events. That makes me feel really good, because it means, you know, I got to kind of start people on their path down this, you know, for better or for worse. And that feels good, man. It feels good. It feels good that they're now going to go ahead and patronize other events, because I love other events. I want everybody to win. You know what I mean? I want everybody's boat floated. You see that with my post, that every week I'm posting, hey, look, here's all these other events happening, you know, that aren't mine, but you should go do those too. And I just think it's cool. I think it's cool to sort of introduce people into the world. Again, as I said, sequential arts is where I'm at. And if you're reading comics, that's double points for me. But just for them to see how cool this is, and how fun this is, and how welcoming this all is, that's great. I love it. It's my favorite thing. So,
Well, that is just more phenomenal. If I do say so myself, as someone who grew up in the 90s and watched Power Rangers religiously on television, because television was so much fun to watch in the 90s and the 80s too. The 80s, some of the best in the world were in the 80s. There is no doubt.
That's I'm a little older than you, so it was 80. It was
Okay.
80s for me. 90s, I was in high school and I had other
Okay.
other stuff on my mind. But
James and I were only like 5 years apart, maybe 20. But anyway, listen. From one brother to another, age is just a number. You're only as old as you feel. And honestly, I mean, look, I'm in my late 30s. I can still tell people, yeah, I watch reruns of Power Rangers on YouTube. Why not? When I was 6, it was the best thing ever.
We have, and I don't know if you get it up where you are. We have MeTV. It's an antenna channel.
We have it here.
I love it. It's on in my house all the time. And they have a cartoon channel that's just on in my house all the time. They run like The Mask and Real Ghostbusters and Police Academy and tons of Looney Tunes and all kinds. And we just leave it on in the living room. Like
Tom and Jerry.
Lots of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
So I'll be walking through, you know, running into the kitchen to do something, or letting the dog out or whatever. And, you know, I'll kind of walk past and then kind of plop down on the couch for 10 minutes and, you know, watch these old cartoons because I love them. So, yeah, I mean, this is where we're at.
Yeah, there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it. And that's the beauty of Comic-Con. You get to relive or what do you call it? Like reinvigorate yourself with memories of your childhood, because so many different people are going to be there. And speaking of which, for someone who is, how do I put this, unfamiliar with Ocean City Comic Con, this is just a small sample. So here we are on the website. Got a few of the guests that have been mentioned who are going to be appearing at this year's iteration of Ocean City Comic. Look at how insane this list is. I mean, honestly, just in the first 2 rows, I've met Philip Andrew from Wild Force, great guy. Cannon Doll X, I've seen her videos, I've seen her promos. She does a great job, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, she's fantastic. Natasha's great.
Yeah, and she and I have talked on social media. I talked to her. I said, hey, what do you think about, why don't we network and do something, you know?
She had said, she had actually texted me after she talked to you.
Oh, did she? Is that right? See,
yep.
the everything, the planets are aligning, folks. I mean, so for someone who's unfamiliar with Ocean City Comic Con, who are some of the people we can expect to see at this event, this year's event?
Well, you passed a few there. So we have a lot of people returning. We love our guests, so I try to bring them back at least for a couple of years, so people really get a chance to meet them. Again, I'm a sequential arts guy. I think Trish Forstner's doing amazing work right now with Feral through Image Comics. It's a fantastic book. I recommend it highly. We have the cast of Annie, which people are very excited about. I'm excited about. I love that movie. I'm an 80s kid. Of course I love that movie.
Yeah.
Jason Keith's going to be there. Dennis McDonald, who was Reggie from the Bad Boys franchise, who played a relatively big part this time around for the last iteration of that film. And if you haven't seen that one, it's actually really good. I love that series.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Greg LaRocque was our very first guest. He's been with us almost every year, save one. He worked on The Flash forever, Web of Spider-Man. I actually worked with him on the Stargate Atlantis Hearts and Minds books. And he's a wonderful dude. If you've never met him, I really suggest it. Michael Myers is lettering some of the best indie books around right now. I suggest you go talk to him. He's doing beautiful work. Patricia Patz, I mean, it's the voice of Peppermint Patty, man. How cool is that?
Which, by the way, the graphic you have here is just perfection. It is perfection. It's wonderful. I am very excited to see her. I mean, anyone who grew up watching Peanuts is going to be smiling from ear to ear, guaranteed. Yeah, look at this. You got freaking Annie from the 82 iteration of Annie. That's insane.
Yep. And artists, if you are interested in having someone take a look at your art, Joe from Dynamite Entertainment, he is actually the editor, executive editor there, and he's going to be doing portfolio reviews. That's something that portfolio reviews has fallen by the wayside a little bit, I feel like. So when he offered to do this, it was really a boon for our artists. So if you're a budding artist, if you're a budding comic book artist, and you want somebody who's really familiar with the industry to take a look at your work, Joe's going to be there, and he's happy to do it. So,
yeah, that's great stuff. I mean, and Deborah Stell Phillips from, once again, Power Rangers is not having one but two Legends.
Two Rangers this year. Yep. And Deborah's coming to us from Ranger Station too. I would be remiss without saying so. We partner with them every year. They bring in our Ranger guest, and we love them dearly, and they always do a wonderful job bringing us someone.
Yeah, and you got some Lego Masters who are going to be there?
We do. So Mel Brown's been there before. If you've come, you've met Mel before. But we're also Mel is bringing along Corey Samuels. So if you are a Lego maniac, I know I certainly was as a kid, and I still buy them. I still occasionally put a set together. Yeah, sure. Not as much as some people, but I still buy one here and there. We have Sayori, who is the Pitbull from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So the one that plays opposite Brad Pitt in the pivotal scene, if you know what I'm talking about. And she is the sweetest dog you're ever going to meet.
Really?
So, but yeah, I mean, she's our first canine guest.
So I guess next year you're going to get Dogpool or the maybe.
I think he's CGI.
I see that Don Simpson's going to be there from the Hero Initiative. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we have long sponsored the Hero Initiative. We have long donated money every single year to them because their mission is fantastic, and I personally support it full tilt. This year they're actually coming, so you're going to get to meet Don Simpson. 90s kids will remember Megaton Man, and his many crossovers with Image titles, and just amazing stuff. And also you'll get to meet the folks from the Hero Initiative, so you can learn a bit about their mission and how they're helping the people who shaped our fandom when they are in need. So that's a great organization. I'm really happy to have them on the floor this year.
Yeah. And TJ Storm, oh my gosh, all the capture for this one.
Yeah, so he's our first motion capture guest. We've never had anybody do that before. We've had voice actors, we've had stunt people, we've had all that stuff, but we've never had a motion capture artist. And TJ has done everyone you know. So he was Colossus, he's been Godzilla, he was a Predator, he's Red Hulk.
For Brave New World, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's super cool. I think that's such an interesting part of the film industry, and I hope other people think so too. We're excited to have him, and he comes to us via our friends at ACES Convention Services.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with them.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And then we got Mark. Mark's coming back. If last year was his first year there, he's coming back this year, and he has been in a whole bunch of stuff. He was Beef Treats in Day of the Dead. He was one of the sort of feature zombies there. That's what you know him from. You can kind of see his little mug there. He was in Romero's Night Riders. He was the voice on the phone for the cockroach episode on Creepshow.
Oh wow!
Or a segment, I guess, not an episode.
A segment, yeah.
Yeah, and he's a super nice guy, and you should definitely go to meet him. Peter Tomasi is writing amazing stuff through Ghost Machine right now. And obviously he's done stuff, Superman and Super Sons and all that. And
Superman, baby. That's my number one right there.
But if you're not reading his Rockefellers book right now, I suggest it. Yeah, it's one of my favoriteest things right now. I'm loving it. Keith is a legend. Keith Williams is an absolute legend. He's inked everything you love.
Pretty much.
The Mask being my most favoriteest thing he's ever worked on. So
I see it there. Yeah.
Yep. And then we didn't have Ron last year, but we're bringing it back this year. And from that age, man, Ron worked on everything. Most notably The Thing, but I mean that very famous Captain America cover where the Hulk is punching into the shield. They actually used it for that Brave New World promo. Yep.
Yeah.
He did that cover.
That was him. Wow.
He didn't do the Brave New World one, but the original piece that they kind of
right
homaged for the poster. Yeah, he was the one who did that, and he's great and super cool, and he doesn't do a lot of events, so we're very fortunate to have Ron. And he always comes. He usually brings his grandkids too, which is super cool.
Gonna have to make my way over to his table then and pick his brain about some stuff.
Oh, please do. And he usually has original pages out for display too, so you can flip through those original penciled and inked pages. Yeah.
Ooh. I see you got some vehicles that are going to be making their epic returns to our lives, because we remember seeing them on the television screen, but apparently they're real.
They are real. These are replicas, of course. These are not the originals. But yeah, we have the A-Team van. And that's coming to us from Levy Metal Enterprises. Same thing with Kit. And the Kit, actually, he has programmed it to like talk to you. So if you go over, you can talk to the Night Industries 2000.
I love that car, man. I love that car.
It's super cool. And then the Fully Cooley scooter and Daryl Dixon's replica bike come to us from Cosplay Mutt. And actually, if you scroll down a little bit.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
The Steven Universe van also comes to us from him.
Oh wow!
And the Mystery Machine is new for this year.
Oh man, that's going to bring back some memories for folks.
Oh yeah. So that's the movie version. So that's the
movie version.
Yeah, the movie version. Mm-hmm. Levy's going to bring back the RoboCop car and the replica statue there, which is a wonderful photo. And then new for this year is the Umbrella response vehicle there, which is pretty cool.
Umbrella, why couldn't you just made our lives simpler by not creating zombie apocalypses?
Because where's the fun in all that?
I know. But no, honestly, when you reveal that RoboCop, the replica of the RoboCop car and the statue is going to be present at this event, and then obviously the freaking Kit, man. Kit is like the ultimate car of cars, to a certain extent. Dolores the DeLorean is going to be making an appearance, which is great. I mean, who didn't love watching that movie over and over and over again, honestly. And it just turned 40 this year.
Yeah, it did. It did. And Dolores, and I have to say too, Dolores was our first vehicular guest when we were back at the hotel. Really? She was parked right up front by the doors, outside, because that's the only place we could put her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful car. Absolutely gorgeous. It's all of us sort of late Gen X, maybe very early millennial kids, all want a DeLorean. You don't want to have to keep it up because it's it's kind of a wreck of a car.
Yeah, but I still want to have one.
Right. I just want to be able to get in the gull-wing door and close it. Like I don't even need it to drive, really. I just need it to sit out in front of my house so that I can occasionally be very happy just sitting in it.
Or turn on some music and boom out some Huey Lewis in the news.
Right, exactly so. And it's just the power of love, and that's all it is.
But this is a great lineup, and congratulations on all these guests that are going to be coming. A few of these people I've met before, but a lot of them I haven't. So I'm very excited to see everybody and talk to them, have conversations with them, find out what's going on, what the deal is. Networking is very, very good to me. Comic-Con, very, very good to me. So, and I can't wait to take pictures, I guess, with Kit, or maybe, are we going to be able to sit in the car and talk to Kit, or?
Oh yeah. No, let me sit in the car. Yep.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. I need to someone's going to have to take my phone and take some pictures of me sitting in the car and me saying,
they'll take care of it.
That's beautiful. You know why? Because I want to be there and wave my hand around and say, what is this? Looks like Darth Vader's bathroom. It's the first thing he ever said. When he opened up the door and he's sitting in the car with the wise man, the shoot, what was his name? Alan something?
Yeah, I know. It's oh
gosh,
I know this. It's not Alan.
It's not.
It's
something.
Malcolm.
Malcolm. That's it. All right.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it was in there. I just had to.
Yeah. What just popped in there? I tried to think. No, I'm sorry. We don't have the Ecto 1 at Ocean City Comic Con, but we got a lot of great looking cars, man. The 80s are back in style.
So we don't have the Ecto 1 this year.
Mm-hmm.
We will likely have her next year.
Next year.
But what we will have is the Charm City Ghostbusters are showing up.
Hey.
They are going to have a huge, amazing photo op.
Are they?
Of the firehouse basement.
Oh my goodness. Can I take pictures of that?
Yeah.
I want in.
I'm talking working containment unit. I'm talking cool Blast a Ghost VR game attached to it.
Really?
It's going to be super cool. The reason we don't have the Ecto this year is it mismatched with a parade they had already booked, and it would have been like driving back in the middle of the night. And I just told them,
okay.
Please don't do that.
Scheduling.
And when you're dealing with classic cars too, man, like you don't want to.
No.
You don't want to put extra
mileage on it.
Pressure on
Yeah.
Like, you want
one
to
might
make sure.
say.
Yeah. So I was like, no, let's bring it next year. You've got this super cool photo op. People are going to love this. That's more than enough. So yeah, go visit those guys. Of course, they're a nonprofit organization. They raise money for all kinds of wonderful charities. And I'm going to use that to segue into our other charity groups, if that's okay.
Sure, go for it.
The 501st is returning. They, of course, will have their awesome photo ops. They're going to have droids. They're going to have the Death Star hallway you can take pictures in. They're going to have Blast a Trooper. We're going to have the Mandalorian mercs. So we're going to have a cool setup with Mandalorians. There's like a cool Mandalore throne you can sit in. We're going to have the Mid-Atlantic droid builders. So there will be working Star Wars droids running around. You can take pictures with them, all kinds of cool stuff. We'll have some representatives from the Rebel Legion, so you'll get some of the rebels there. And of course, we will have a huge contingent of the Saber Guild, multiple temples of the Saber Guild, and they are going to be doing performances and panels and saber training for kids and adults. And again, all these are wonderful nonprofit organizations. They all raise money for children's charities. For Ocean City, they raise money for our house charities. And that is an organization locally called Diakonia that provides sort of broad spectrum help for people. They have a food pantry. They do some housing. They help people get to appointments. They are just they do a little bit of everything. We like them a lot. So they're a house charity. Also, if you bring a canned good and you pay at the door, we'll knock $1 off your ticket if you give them the canned good. So, but we support them. We support the Hero Initiative, as I said before. We support our local makerspace, which is Delmarva Makerspace, and we support an organization called Worcester Goes Purple, and that is an organization that helps with recovery and Narcan training and things like that. So yeah, and all those organizations help us provide them with some much needed funds.
Well, it's fair to say that Force is strong with this one. For sure. I mean, the Force is strong with everybody in this thing because it's all great. I've met members of 501st, Mandalorian Mercs, the Droid Builders, all these wonderful groups of people. The Rebel Legion, all that. Saber Guild. I'm excited because I've learned how to wield a lightsaber from Ludo Sport.
Okay.
Which is really cool. But meeting members of the Saber Guild will be really cool, and getting to know them. Maybe, I don't know, if I can sign up and be a Padawan, who knows?
I'm certain of it.
Yeah. I mean, I like to wear some, I got a Jedi garb in my cosplay wardrobe. I do have a Jedi outfit.
You're halfway there?
And I do have a saber. So I have it all.
You're 2/3 of the way there.
I know. I just got to sign the deal and be like, yo, can I be a member of the Saber Guild and just learn how to wield a lightsaber and, compete and, teach everybody and all this kind of jazz, be kind of fun, right? I mean, out with your feelings, just because I got the beard for it. So yeah, I got to talk to members of the Saber Guild, to be honest with you. That sounds like a lot of it. But no, this is all, this is the best. I mean, this is all really good stuff. And once again, for those of you tuning in to And I Quote, thank you so much for doing that. Do not forget to like and share. If you have any questions for James of Ocean City Comic Con, let us know in those comments. Let us know in the chat. Jessica said earlier, thank you so much for the information. This has been very informative thus far.
Thank you for hanging out with us, Jessica. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. She's awesome sauce. And Jessica, you're so money. You're so money. You just don't even know it. Like Big Bear, man. And James, I'm going to say it to you. You are money, brother. I mean, you are so much. You are more than money. You're
Spare
so
change mostly, but
no, you are so money. You just don't even know it. I mean, it's like a big bear, man. Honestly, I'm telling you, you're money. You're so freaking money. You know. No, honestly, I mean, I don't mean to get too personal here, but this Ocean City means so much to me for so many different reasons. And the fact that there is a Comic-Con that happens every single year towards the end of the year, when it's the off season, there's not much going on. There's inexpensive rates for people who want to come down and spend time with their families and friends and just go to a Comic-Con and nerd out. I mean, there's nothing better than that, really.
no. And I joke too. I'm joking, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's that time, with your family a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and you need a bit of a break from that family and then go to your convention family on this side of the fence here, James, which you're going to talk about numerous times.
Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, maybe just a little break.
We just need a little bit of we need some space here. What's this thing called? Right here. It's called arm's length right here.
Yes.
This over here, arm's length, and just have a great time with some wonderful people doing incredible things and just embracing what we love most, which is comic books or art or Marvel or DC, Star Wars, manga, anime, cosplay. Which reminds me, if people are going to this event and they are members of the press, are members of the press allowed to participate in the cosplay festivities as well?
Oh yeah, totally. No, the only people that aren't allowed to participate in the cosplay are like me.
Okay.
Because that's very much a conflict of interest, and I wouldn't anyway. But because I need to work, and when you work, you can't really cosplay because you need pockets and to be able to move around easily. No, of course, anybody can come and do that as long as they're not working for the show. So yes, please come and cosplay. Come join the cosplay contest. And segueing again, we love cosplay. We love you cosplayers. Come. We knock $1 off your admission if you're in costume, and that actually stacks with the canned good discount. We'll give you both if you bring your canned good and you come in costume. That's at the door only. That's not advance tickets because we can't guarantee that you'll actually do the things you said. But yeah, we'll knock $1 off just for showing up in costume.
And I also heard a rumor that there's going to be something that's never been done before in the history of Ocean City, Maryland, and the history of Ocean City Comic-Con. There's going to be something known as an after party. Is that true?
Ah, yeah. So we've never really done an official after party. We only went 2 days last year. We had been a 1-day event for 7 years. And the stars aligned, and we went 2 days and it went well, which is great. So the next logical step was we were going to have to do a party on Saturday night, right? I mean, that's it. So it'll be at Ocean's 13, and that is right in the La Quinta Hotel, which is one of our partner hotels, and there's still some rooms left in that block if you're interested in booking one. It's going to be super fun. My buddy who owns the place, in part, he's wonderful. He's been a DJ. He's been an entertainer his whole life. Excellent musician. He knows how to throw a party. It's going to be, this is the first year, so we're going to take it a little light. We're going to see where it goes. But if you come in costume, there's going to be a raffle for some prizes, where there's going to be themed food and drink specials. It's all ages until 10. So it starts at 7, goes to 10 o'clock. It's 21 and up. We're going to be doing karaoke, which we've had an unofficial after party for years. It wasn't official, but it was where everybody showed up. And karaoke was sort of the center of it. So we had to make sure that was going to be part and parcel for this. But it's not just a bar, it's a restaurant too. So you can actually go get food and stuff as well. And the food's actually pretty good. Actually, it's very good. It's not just pretty good. So yeah, come join us. It's going to be at the Ocean 13 at the La Quinta. There's the address right there on your screen. Starts at 7, goes to 10 for 21 and under, and then keeps going afterwards for 21 and up. And let's pack the place out.
I'd say that's a big yes. Yeah, no, dude, this is exciting stuff because I've been to so many conventions in my 13-year career of going to conventions, but I've never been to an after party because it's just, you know, the end of the day, you're burned out, you're just tired from all the walking and talking, and your voice is pretty much gone. So you just want to go back to the hotel, grab some food, or go to a restaurant or somewhere nearby, right? Grab a bite to eat, go back to the hotel, and
Yeah.
you know, do a lot of this. But in this case, since this is our home away from home, and we want to support everybody that we can, I'm looking forward to this after party because it's not far from where I'm staying, you know, where it says here, the Grand Hotel. So, and by the way, the Grand Hotel block is in fact sold out.
Yeah, we are
because
sold
this
out.
event is it just grown so much in popularity that James is like, what are we going to do? We need a backup. And we go to La Quinta. And La Quinta has plenty of rooms available. So there you go.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead and book. I don't know if we have plenty. I actually haven't checked with them to see where.
Oh, you might want to call them in the morning and be like, how many rooms we got left?
I know they have some. I know that they have some. No, they have not called me in a panic yet, so that's good.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, and as I had said to you actually in the green room, if we do sell out the La Quinta, it is Ocean City in the wintertime.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is, yes, we're getting really good deals for our block hotels, but nothing's terribly expensive in town. You will pay less than, you know, again, as I told you, I paid more to stay in a Hojo in Newark, Delaware with a view of I-95 several years ago than probably the most expensive hotel in town that time of year. So it really, and I think this is part of the draw for the con, to be honest, is that we are super affordable, and not just at our door, you know, because we are very affordable at our door, but, you know, parking's free all over the island. You don't pay to park anywhere. The buses are free for our attendees. So if you go again to social media or to our FAQ, there's a little picture and you just save that to your phone and you show the city bus driver that picture and your fare's covered for the whole weekend during con hours and a few hours before and after. So, you know, between that, oh, thank you. Yep, that's the one. Between that and the hotels being so inexpensive, I mean, you know, it's just, I try to give as much bang for your buck. And I mean, and this is not to disparage, you know, conventions that are larger and have like more expensive tickets and everything else. I just think there needs to be room in the event space for all different types of events. And I think sometimes, you know, you look at a larger event and it's $100 to get in, or it's more. And I know when I was a kid, if I had asked my parents for $100 to go to the Comic-Con, they'd still be laughing. I'd still hear them laughing at me now. And part of me trying to be really inexpensive with everything is born of that. So yeah, and again, you know, shows with more expensive tickets, they offer things that I do not, because that comes along with it. So, you know, you're probably never going to see the cast of the Avengers at Ocean City Comic-Con, because we just wouldn't be able to afford that and keep sort of one of our core principles. And one of our core principles is that, you know, and it's going to, obviously they're going to go up a little bit next year. Everybody's costs are going up, but right now I can put a family of 4 in my convention for under $40 for the weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it's the adults are $20 for the whole weekend. If you come in costume and bring a canned good, we knock $2 off of that, so it's $18 for the whole weekend. The kids, you know, are free. Younger kids are free. And I mean, right now it's $20 to go see a movie. I just went and saw a movie. It was $19.
That is outrageous.
Right.
Outrageous.
And I mean, you know, like we live in an area that you know, the Eastern Shore is a little economically depressed historically. And I live here, I know. You know what I mean? So when we started the event, and continuing through, one of the tent poles has been affordability. One of the absolute, I'm not moving on it, has been, no, tickets need to be really cheap. I want people to be able to come and enjoy it. I want people, again, who maybe would never think to do this, to look at it and go, you know what, we'll try that. And I want people to come and have a good time in a time of year where, again, there's just not a lot going on down here. yeah, stuff out there all over. Let's have some fun and not have to worry too much about it.
What he said, he's right. Yes, 100%, 100%. And yes, and we are going to do all the links to where you can follow myself and Ocean City Comic Con are located in the description below. Check out those links, get your tickets, book your rooms, because those rooms are going to be gone, before what's his face can snap his fingers and eliminate half the universe. I think his name was Thanos, if I remember correctly, from a couple years ago. But we don't snap.
I thought it was Stamos.
I thought was it Stamos? Was it John Stamos? No, I'm just kidding. kidding.
John Stamos.
What's his name? Uncle Jesse.
Drummer for the Beach Boys, and then anyway,
snaps his fingers, and then something else happens. It's weird. No, honestly, get your tickets. Links are in the description, so definitely check that out. So, who is a person or a celebrity guest that you haven't been able to get to OC Comic Con yet that you would like to have somewhere down the line? If the budget, the time allows.
It's a long list.
Well, if you had to name one or two.
So I, the way guests are chosen.
Go for it.
I like to be all over the map. You know what I mean? Like we get kind of people from everything.
Well, looking at your website, you're all over the map this year.
All over the map. I love it because it gives a little something for everybody. We really are, in the area we're in, we have to be sort of broad spectrum fandom. And I am a broad spectrum digester of fandom. So I think it's cool. I think it's cool to get people who are a little off the wall sometimes. Like Harold Buchholz is one of our guests, and he wrote for Mystery Science Theater 3000, which is one of my favoriteest things in all history. In fact, my tradition with my family on Thanksgiving is to turn on MST3K and have it on in the background the whole time.
Oh my gosh!
Like the Turkey Day.
Well, it's better than 24 Hours of A Christmas Story.
I love that movie too, but yes,
You're your tryout, kid.
Yeah, I love that movie, but yes, it is better. So like things like that are what I like. I like things that are a little off the wall, people you don't necessarily see that often. You know what I mean? Like, and again, you're not going to see the cast of the Avengers. So there's some people I'd like to see. Eventually, I'd like to see if I could get Matt Wagner, who's one of my favorite comic creators. I don't know if anybody else would be super excited, but me and his core fan base. But
correct me if I'm wrong. Did he write for The Shadow at one point?
He did. He did The Shadow. He was probably most famous for his creator-owned creation, Grendel, and all of its incarnations.
Did he write The Shadow, The Death of Margot Lane? Was that him?
Mm-hmm.
If that oh man, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of The Shadow, and I love The Death of Margot Lane. So I would love because that name sounded familiar when you said it a moment ago. I'm like, why does Matt Wagner sound so familiar? The Shadow knows. So yeah, I'd like to pick his brain.
He did that, and the art, and his son colored that book. I believe Brandon colored that book. Yeah, colored that book. It's a good book. He worked on Green Arrow. He worked on did some very good Batman covers. I mean, he's been in the industry millions of years. So yeah, I would love to have him in. But he's also West Coast, which makes it a little difficult for us. Again, it's travel from. So fun fact about Ocean City, we don't have an airport. Yeah, we have the Salisbury Airport, which is sort of a little regional airport, but it really inflates a ticket price. So it becomes hard to fly people sometimes. Either that or we fly them into Baltimore or Philly, but that's a 2-hour and change drive. So then you also have to like ground transport somebody for hours on top of it. So yeah, it gets a little hinky. We also don't have bus service really in the winter, so I can't even bus people. So we are a convention on a literal island. So everything that comes with that. Who else would I like to see? Man, so many people.
Any other names jump out at you?
Oh man, put me on the spot.
No, I'm sorry, but we all like to play fantasy baseball around here.
Oh,
so
I know.
Well, if you had to pick someone to be sitting at a booth at a convention and they're signing for the fans or just meeting with you or talking to people, who would, I mean, you already got my Power Ranger legends in the house, so you've covered that front. You got Peanuts legends in the center of this masterpiece of yours, which I'm hopefully, if this goes over well with the fans, I hope you get even more members of the Peanuts family for next year's show. Maybe Melanie Cohn, who was the voice of Lucy, will want to show up. Maybe the gentleman who was the voice of Charlie Brown will show up.
One of them. There's been several, so it's
Melanie Cohn is one of them.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would like to. I'm having a brain fart.
Oh no.
There's so many people, and now I can't really nail anybody down.
Well, I mean, I think most of the people.
Um,
I think most of the people I'm about to name live on what is known as the West Coast.
yeah,
If you got some Spider-Man alumni like Christopher Daniel Barnes,
yeah.
the voice of '94's iteration of Spider-Man, which is my '90s childhood of Fox Kids, that'd be freaking awesome. And he was also the voice of Prince Eric in The Little Mermaid,
Oh,
which is a fun fact. And he was also Greg Brady in the live-action Brady Bunch movies from the 1990s with Shelley Long and Gary Cole. Did anyone know that? There you go.
I actually found out a weird that completely changed the topic. I found out a weird Brady Bunch thing because I had MeTV on. I told you,
Which they have reruns of different sitcoms, I'm sure.
Right. And so our local high school
Yes.
to Ocean City is Stephen Decatur High School.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
There's an episode of the Brady Bunch where Greg is going to play Stephen Decatur High School, and it is referencing, no idea why. They're on the other end of the country, so it doesn't make any sense. And I looked it up because I was like, did they just say Stephen Decatur High School? And then they repeated it, and I'm like, wait a minute, this can't be right. So I looked it up, and they're like, no, that is what they're referencing. Nobody knows quite why. It must be that somebody worked on the show, went there, or whatever. But yeah, so weird Brady Bunch Ocean City connection.
Gee willikers. That's something else.
Yeah.
No, that's
bad trivia for the day.
Yeah, that is a great piece of trivia for the day because we actually had MeTV on in the break room where I work, and unfortunately someone unplugged it and threw away the plug to the TV, so now we can't seem to find it or watch it anymore because originally we had it on MeTV and it had the reruns of Ghostbusters and Garfield and what was the other one? Super Friends.
Oh yeah, Super Friends in the afternoon.
Challenge of the Super Friends at 3:00 Eastern time. Because who doesn't like? Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice, they literally tell you what's happening in every scene as it's happening or before it happens, and you're like, why do I even need to watch this? The narrator just ruined it for me.
You don't. You really can. And I will say this as somebody who has it playing in the other room sometimes and can hear it in here. You don't need to watch it. You can just listen. You get everything you need.
It's like a radio play. It's like a radio drama.
It's old time radio. Yeah,
it's old time, which I don't have a problem with because that's how The Shadow first started. The Shadow was a magazine article that turned into an old time radio show. I mean, even Citizen Kane himself was the voice of The Shadow at one point.
Briefly.
You know, yeah. So, which is insane to me, by the way. But yeah, no. If we got Matt Wagner or Christopher Daniel Barnes, that would be top dollar right there. I mean, that's a beauty. But yeah, no, I mean, for me personally, if you're able to get anybody for whatever it is, whether it's the DC, the Marvel, Star Wars universe, actors, performers, puppeteers is very important. Yeah. Maybe some of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original actors from the 1990 live action movie who were in the suits.
We had one. You missed him.
Yeah, I missed that year. Who was it again? Was it Brian or was it?
No, it was Daniel Pacino.
Daniel Pacino. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was a suit stunt actor, so he was pictured.
Oh yeah, you had a bunch of the guys from Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm so bummed that I missed that because I remember throwing quarters in the machine as a youngin.
We actually had them for 2 years, and for that's sort of our larger guest tier. As far as stuff, and we usually only have them kind of like 1 year, but they were so wonderful. Carlos and Daniel both were so fantastic that we had to bring them back again because it was just, I love those guys. Like we went out to breakfast the next day and just sat there talking about nerd junk for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like it was so cool.
Wow.
And they're so good with fans. And I spoiler alert, eventually we're probably going to bring them back because it's going to be a little while because we had them again 2 years in a row, and it's all diminishing returns for those guys if they keep coming year to year. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'd love to have them back and maybe even expand that roster a little bit eventually. So they're fantastic.
That'd be more phenomenal. I mean, this year is the 30th anniversary of the live action Mortal Kombat movie. The movie, the OG,
which doesn't make me feel ancient at all.
No, of course not. And did you hear the news about the latest one? They had to what do you call it? Delay the release of Mortal Kombat 2 to next summer, because they felt so confident in the movie making a truckload of cash that they want to put it towards more of the summer. Yeah,
Good.
Mortal Kombat 2 is going to be out in the summer of next year. It's like April, May, June, something like that. And Carl Urban is playing Johnny Cage.
Oh, is he? Nice.
Carl Urban's playing Johnny Cage. And when I think I don't know if you've seen the trailer or not, but you got to go back and watch this trailer.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Watch the trailer. It is insanely good trailer. I think everybody looks really good in the trailer. I think it's a good setup for what's to come. The fatality is going to be more brutal, more violent. Nice. They're going to lean more towards some of the later iterations of the game where it got really violent.
Right.
So bring it on, son. Bring it on. You know, just make sure you play the techno syndrome of Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying?
I played that CD out, that soundtrack from that first movie. Well, it's got that, and then it's got all these great metal bands on it too. It's got like Fear Factory and Geezer Butler and like all these. I played that tape till it broke.
Did you?
I did.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then, since we're on the subject here. Who is your favorite character in Mortal Kombat, either to play or the one that you saw in the film?
For play, it was Raiden. I was a Raiden guy. So Carlos, if you're watching this, you were my favorite player. Thanks, buddy.
Raiden.
Yeah, it was that, and then I liked Liu Kang later on. I play him sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I like Jax later on too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, say what you want, but these things right here, state of the art. Sorry, that's a line from the sequel. No one wants to talk about Annihilation, but you know what? Look. All the negativity aside, I still got a soft spot for it. I grew up watching it as a kid. I still enjoy parts of it to this day. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad, but you just enjoy it. You enjoy it for what it is.
I don't think it's bad. I'm going to defend it.
You're going to defend Annihilation?
I'm going to defend it.
You're one of the few people I know on this earth who's willing to defend that movie. I like the movie, but I know most, like 99% of the human population, hate that movie.
So I am a great fan of B films.
Oh, okay.
They're my favorite things in the world.
Yes.
The cheaper, the weirder, the
Tremors,
the better. In fact, and I'll segue back, but we are also going to be screening a very cool movie this year.
Oh yeah, what is it?
It's called Pizza Party Massacre. It is a shot-on-video horror comedy.
What is that?
It is created by my buddy Hayden Hall.
Oh.
It's super, super rad. It's going to be a little intense for young viewers, so young children will not be allowed in the screening. But it is funny and gory and throwbacky, and you're going to like it, and you should definitely watch it if you like B films like me, because it's so good. Also, you may or may not recognize my voice in it somewhere. Just going to throw that out there. Anyway, going back to the Mortal Kombat film. Much in the way that I love the Street Fighter film.
Oh yeah, Raul Julia, Jean-Claude, come on.
They're bad. I know they're bad.
But they're the best kind of bad.
Right. Like, just because it's a bad film doesn't mean we don't like it.
I like it.
I very unironically love new wave music. You know what I mean? I realize it is not exactly, jazz,
right?
For the most part,
smooth.
Right. I understand that. It doesn't make it. I think we throw the word bad around too often.
Yeah, we tend to do that sometimes. Yeah, but I'm always going to enjoy Street Fighter. I even have the Blu-ray Steelbook that came out with a year ago for the 30th anniversary. Did you see that? No. I got the Steelbook of that. And I said to myself, if I ever see Ming-Na Wen at a convention, which I've seen her a couple of times, but I haven't been able to go up to her booth, get her autograph, have a discussion with her because money.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Some celebrities are an arm and a leg, but when I get a chance to see Ming-Na Wen, I'm going to walk up to her and say, hey, just want to let you know, first time I ever saw you professionally, this Oscar-winning film you did, it's called Street Fighter, and you were Chun-Li, and I thought you did a magnificent job. Would you sign this, please? And of course she will, because she has signed numerous memorabilia from Street Fighter. Are you kidding me?
But for her, you know what she's going to say to you, right? For you, it changed your life. For me,
it was Tuesday. Yeah, she's going to drop the Raul Julia line on my ass and be like, you know what? For me, it was Tuesday. We missed you, Raul Julia. We missed you.
Yeah, we sure do, man.
That was a heck of a performance, man. He just ate it up. He ate that up.
And to be doing that performance
while you're
being treated for cancer is crazy. And to play what is a hokey part, let's be honest.
It was.
With such gravitas, you know what I mean? Like, and humor too, which is his way anyway. But that guy, Holy crap! Yeah, we
Gomez Adams on one hand of the coin, and then he plays M. Bison, the ruthless dictator who wants to
yeah.
rule everything. Of the true Bisonica.
So I saw that movie in the theater 6 times.
Did you?
Well, and here's why. So
I saw it on VHS.
It's I own it on VHS.
Oh, do you?
I sure do. I have a giant VHS collection.
Wow.
It's pretty embarrassing, really. But we had a second row movie theater in West Ocean City when I was a teenager, when I was in high school. And it was $1. Movies were $1. Soda was $1. Popcorn was $1. There's a little tiny soda, little tiny popcorn. But for a bunch of broke high school kids in the dead of winter, we just went to the movies every night. So, like, the things that came around when it was open was Street Fighter. It was New Nightmare. I saw that in the theater 7 or 8 times. And it wasn't even because you really wanted to. It was just because there was just nothing better to do. You and all your friends just showed up to the movies because it was for $3. You could get a movie, a popcorn, and a soda, and hang out for a couple hours. You know what I mean? So yeah, I saw that movie a whole bunch of times in the movie theater.
That's awesome sauce. Honestly, my favorite part is when Zangief looks at the TV back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Quick, change the channel."
Yeah.
I laughed so hard at that scene.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard at that scene. That was, I mean, gosh almighty. Here's the embarrassing thing I'm about to tell you and the person watching or listening to this episode of And I Quote, by the way, and the comfort of their own home. Do not forget to like and share. If you have any questions for James or my sanity, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. The first Nightmare on Elm Street film I ever saw was at the movie theater on 143rd Street, or 142nd. It was the one towards the edge of town.
Sun and Surf.
Sun and Surf. That's it. Thank you. I was trying to think of the name.
It's condos now, unfortunately, but yeah.
Oh, they tore it down? That sucks.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago.
That ticks me off. But thanks for telling me that, though.
Yeah.
Sun and Surf Cinemas, and I saw A Nightmare on Elm Street from 2010.
Oh,
I saw the remake, okay?
Yeah.
And this was before, James, before I saw the original.
Really?
This is before. So I went in because I like Katie Cassidy from Arrow. I think and Supernatural.
Sure.
She's the lead actress in this remake, just to give you some context here. And Katie Cassidy, if you're watching this, you're still beautiful. Give me a call. And I saw it because she was in it. I also saw it because Kyle Gallner, who played Impulse on Smallville, my favorite TV series of all time, was in it. He played the young man in this one. And Jackie Earle Haley, I knew best from Human Target and what was the other one? Watchmen. He was in Watchmen.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh, he's a hell of an actor, man.
Yeah,
He's
Rorschach.
amazing.
Rorschach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw the movie and I was like, and I thought to myself when the movie was over, I'm like, it was okay. Have you seen the original? I'm like, no. What? So years and years later, I did something called buy the DVD set. So I bought the set of all 8 Nightmare on Elm Street movies, which also includes Freddy versus Jason.
Yep.
Freddy versus Jason. And I sat down, James, and I watched every single one. Every single one. And when I finished watching these movies, it's a bit of a, 2, 3, 4 day marathon, whatever it was. I realized, oh my gosh, the OG 84 Nightmare on Elm Street is one of the scariest and most brilliant horror films ever made.
It was my favorite as a kid.
That remake is hot garbage.
It's hot garbage. It's and the reason it's hot garbage is not because
nothing against the
cast.
It
is kind of a bad film, but the reason it's hot garbage is because it doesn't understand the source material.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not one of these sticklers that it has to be exactly the same. No, of course it doesn't. It can be its own thing.
Well,
but what made Nightmare on Elm Street wonderful?
Yes.
The thing that makes it is Freddy,
mm-hmm.
and it's because you're rooting for him. You're not supposed to, but you are, because he's charismatic and he's kind of vaudevillian and he's funny. You know what I mean? Like he's for all his horribleness, he's kind of likable. You know what I mean? Like you kind of want him to win a little bit. And he's entertaining. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not what they did with that remake. They just made him horrible. And you can do that in horror films, certainly. And I think if they had done that movie not as a Freddy Krueger movie, and had just done he as a supernatural slasher and made their own thing, I think the movie probably would have been okay. I don't think it would have been remarkable, but I think people watching it would have been like, yeah, it was fine. But when you just completely misunderstand why people like those movies, and then you make a movie, no one should be surprised that no one likes it.
Yeah, it's a valid
um,
point.
you know, and those movies generally are so good. I mean, Dream Warriors is my favorite.
Good song too by Draken.
Yep, yep.
Dream Warriors. Come on, man.
Talking there.
Yeah.
Um,
How
and
can you say that?
we actually had Kincaid from Dream Warriors last year.
Yes, you did. I saw
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
we did.
Once again,
He was a fun
you
guest.
just like to rub it in my face that I wasn't
Yeah,
there
I
last year.
did.
Um,
Um,
I wish I
but
was.
no, those movies are great, and not all of them are great. They're a little uneven, especially when you get further down the chain. But yeah, the remake just completely misunderstood why we like that movie. You know, like, um, yeah, yeah,
But
it
yeah,
was not good.
Nightmare on Elm Street's a great film. If you haven't seen it in a while, please feel free to revisit it.
Yeah.
It's a good one for sure. So my question to you is, where do you see Ocean City Comic Con going in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you think it's going to stay as a 2-day affair, or do you think you'll even push yourselves even further and go for triple threat?
No, I think 2 days is probably enough. I feel like I'm gonna die about halfway through Sunday.
You want me to run it? I mean, if you want me to run it for you on Fridays, I can.
No, I think 2 days is good. Part of the problem with there's a certain amount of diminishing returns in multiple day shows, and that goes for us, for you, for vendors, for everybody. That I feel as a person who has vended, you know, in Artist Alley a gazillion shows. I never really loved the 3-day shows. I like 2-day shows, you know, or even a really solid 1-day show, really. But we're big enough now that we really need to be 2 days. I don't think we'll do three days. Now I said I didn't think we'd do 2 days earlier on either. So I mean, you know, never say never and all that. But for me right now, I think 2 days is a really solid outing. I think it gives you that full weekend. So right now, no, there are no plans to go 3 days. I've hit the limits of my space pretty much in that place, and I think I've hit the limits of time for now. You know, we're going to do more of the same, but it'll be a little bigger and better every year. You know, we'll get a few more guests every year. There's a few other little places I can pull out of the convention center in years to come. And hell, I mean, you know, they built another third onto the convention center for me. Not for me, but the one year we expanded the hall by a third because they built a third more of it, and I think I was the first one to take the whole hall, all of it combined. So you never know. But no, 2 days I think we're sticking to for now.
All right, just curious, because that is one of the $2 million questions we like to ask promoters on this show. Is that where do you see this event going in the next 5 to 10 years? You know, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I think all events like this, you know, grow little by little.
Right. With time.
Yeah, we have been really organic about it. I've made sure to be very organic about it. I am definitely a play it safe kind of guy, you know. So, you know, we've grown in segments little by little. We've never bitten off more than can be chewed. I always want to make sure that I've got the audience underneath of me before I go to that next thing, because you know, when you go to that next thing, it is a relatively large cost, you know, and not to get too deep into the minutia of it, but if it doesn't go well, it can kind of make or break an event. You know, this is one of the things people need to remember. If you have a 1-day event you really like, sometimes they don't want to go to those 2 days because it's not going to work financially. You know, it's an expensive prospect. This is an expensive prospect. So if they're not 100% sure, sometimes trying to pressure them into that 2nd-day event isn't really a good idea. You know, and I know promoters feel the pressure to do that. And I did for years and years. You know, and I held it at arm's length until I thought we could really do it, and then, you know, the time was right. But yeah, you know, you should grow organically. You know, I think it's the safe bet. It ensures a future for your event. It ensures that you don't overextend. You know, and we've all seen events kind of disappear here and there because, and that's one of the reasons. I mean, there's a bevy of reasons why events stop happening, but one of them is sometimes that it just, you know, it becomes too expensive to run it. So yeah, if you really love that one day event and they're not interested in going 2 days, don't pressure them. Just go love your one day event.
Gotcha. Yeah. Do the best you can with what you have.
Yeah. Don't extend. And I'll say this to people who are interested in running an event: don't overextend. Don't. It's a bad idea, and somebody's going to say, well, it paid off for this person. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, people win the lottery all the time, but not most of them. So yeah, I think growing organically and making sure the groundswell is under you before you take steps and all that thing, I think it's just the safer way to go. And people will disagree with me, and our other promoters are like, no way, man, I just do what I do. And it's like, great. And that's awesome for them, but that's not the way I roll. So
I gotcha. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to James for being here on this episode of And I Quote and talking to us a little bit more about Ocean City Comic Con, what people can expect from this year's event. Links are in the description. We also took a liberty of posting the link to the website in the comments section
thank you
of this video, so you can check that out. Get your tickets while they're hot, or you can pay at the door. It's all good.
Okay.
No one's going to be turned away. Why? Because it's Ocean City. It's the middle of winter. Everybody's looking for something to do during a certain time of year. Why not hang out with us for a while? You might find yourself enjoying it.
Maybe. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the best thing in the world, quite frankly. I mean, this is my first year going officially, and I cannot wait to see everyone and talk with everybody, or talk with a lot of people and network and just geek out, man. Just geek out. It's gonna be the best time in the world. And then we got the after party coming up on that Saturday night. There's gonna be the Winterfest of Lights is also taking place.
Yeah. That's a wonderful event in Ocean City. I'll plug it for Ocean City because they're so good to me. There is a lovely, it's called the Winterfest of Lights. Look her up. And it's just, I'm not a big Christmas person. I like Christmas fine, but I mean, I've never been the one to like decorate the whole house and do all that kind of stuff. More of a Halloween guy, as it turns out. But I like Christmas. Let me tell you, you go and do this thing, it'll put you in that kind of holiday mood. It's lovely. The light displays are super huge and elaborate and cool. There's a tram, there's hot cocoa, there's Santa. I mean, it's a very nice thing. It's not terribly expensive. And it happens in the evenings right after the con. So you can do the con and then you can go and kind of walk through the Winterfest of Lights. I mean, look at this. Super cool. Lots of selfie spots.
Mm-hmm.
And the pictures don't do it justice. It's really so much cooler. You can kind of see this one down by that selfie spot picture where you've got all those lights right on the water. It's really nice. It's worth going to.
I mean, just looking at I mean, it's absolutely, it's fabulous. I love the feather. That's beautiful. It looks phenomenal. We took the liberty of putting the link to where you can find out more about the Winterfest of Lights in the comments of this video. So make sure you check those out. Look at the schedule, check for tickets, treat yourself. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually going to be going to that on Sunday night during the convention weekend, because I want to see all these wonderful lights, all these wonderful displays, and check out the bonfire, hang out, warm myself up. Because I'm not a fan of the cold, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not a fan of the winter time. But hey, if you're wearing enough layers, ogres have layers. So if you're wearing enough layers, James, right? Hoodies, thermals, whatever. I think it'd be a good time. Had by all.
Yeah, I think so too. I will say this, historically, except for that first year when it snowed.
Right, when it snowed.
Historically, that weekend has been like, and I'm knock wood here, has been like unseasonably warm. One year it was almost 70. Weirdly. Well, Ocean City. So people who have lived on an island will tell you, Ocean City, because you're surrounded on one side by the bay and one side by the ocean, it kind of gets its own weather. And depending on the temperature of the water, sometimes you get this weird unseasonably warm thing, or the direction of the wind, it's 10 degrees colder. You just don't know. So yeah, we have historically, again, knock wood, had pretty temperate weekends. Maybe a little chilly first thing in the morning when people are lining up, but then like beyond that, it's been kind of nice. One year I was out there in shorts. So
who'd have thunk, right?
Yeah.
Honest to my goodness gracious, that's something else. But yeah, all the links are located in the comments, so make sure you check that out. But once again, I want to say this, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to James of Ocean City Comic Con for being here
Thank you
and
for having me.
catching up with us after all these years. Because I mean, it's been
Yeah.
3 years since he and I have sat in a virtual studio together and just talk shop and get ready for Ocean City Comic Con for that particular year. So, James, thank you so much for being here. If someone wants to know more about you, or check out some of the other stuff you got going on, where can they follow you?
Best place is really just Ocean City Comic Con. Instagram probably is where I'm most active, and that's just at Ocean City Comic Con. That's really mostly what I'm doing these days. If you want to see some of the comic stuff, we don't publish that much stuff anymore, but we publish a little bit. You can go again on Instagram at PLB Comics. You'll mostly see Josh Shockley over there. He does most of the Instagram stuff. So you can check out our little publishing empire there. And then, of course, at the website at www.oceancitycomiccon.com.
Boy, that sounded really professional there for a second.
Thanks.
But it's great because that's your thing. That's your jam, son.
Yeah.
But fantastic stuff. Thank you so much for being here, kind sir. I'm going to talk to you here again momentarily, so stick around for a moment or two. My name is Ryan of And I Quote Channel. Follow me across all forms of social media, simply at And I Quote Channel. And I Quote episodes normally drop on Saturdays, 12 p.m. Eastern time, unless otherwise specified. Sometimes we do special episodes at special nights and times, such as this one, which was on a Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern. Also, movie watch-alongs are on Friday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Check those out. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers, James, 5,000. Once we do, we'll have a live stream that will include special giveaways that you, the person who's watching or listening to this program, are going to be eligible to win. And guess what? The seasons are changing. We have hoodies. We have shirts, long-sleeve shirts, T-shirts. We have coffee mugs. We have water bottles. We have stickers you can add to your water bottles. That's right. Or put on the back of your car as a bumper sticker. Isn't that right? Yes. We have all that and then some. I wrote a short story. It is called Wolf of the West, which got published earlier this year as a part of the Western Tales of Volume 1 anthology, published by Veritas Entertainment, a great group of people over there. So make sure you check that out if you're looking for a neato gift idea for that special someone. And they like Westerns, Western Tales Volume 1 from Veritas Entertainment. It's available in ebook, paperback, and hardcover. And there is a link in my link tree and in our social media bios where you can purchase a copy of that. So all you got to do, folks, is take a look. It's in a book. Isn't that right, James? When it comes to books, comic books, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, you know what's up, man. You caught that reference. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watch reruns of that program. And I'm sure James may have watched a few episodes of that too. Reading Rainbow, there's nothing wrong with it. Once again, thank you so much for the support and joining us here on And I Quote. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when the videos go up or they go live. And remember, life is better when supporting indie creators from all over the world. Take a look.
I've been a superhero for a long time. It used to be so simple. You catch the bad guys, do the right thing, save the world. Then I met Aiden, and things got complicated.
Iris recruited me as a kid and turned me into their own personal weapon. I couldn't see any way out until I met Marty. But now we're going to burn their entire organization down if we can.
Forces of Nature, books 1 and 2, Scorcher and Thin Ice are available now wherever books are sold online. See www.kellygentner.com.
A mission for the police. A mysterious passenger. Mitch Mayhew is carrying more than the mail this flight. Unwanted Passenger is a roaring, prop-spinning, pulse-pounding historical thriller for fans of aerial stunts, flapper-era intrigue, and reluctant heroes with debts to pay and demons to outrun. Order your copy of Unwanted Passenger today.
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now, it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasmafire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
All right, I'm a little tired, I'm a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.